I needed my sister to pick me up after surgery because my husband was out on a date with his mom, who promised to help me recover by cleaning up around the house, but when we got home it looked like a pigsty, so I left without a word. I, 29F, am really disappointed with my husband, 30M, and furious at his mother, Hag-aged F. Sorry this is so long. And throwaway for privacy. For context, my husband is from the West Coast, where his mother still lives. He moved to the East Coast for college and that's where we met, after graduation. In the start of our relationship, she would visit 3 to 4 times a year and make him take PTO so he could entertain her throughout her visit. After 2 years of this, while we were still dating, I asked him how we are ever meant to go on a vacation together, if his PTO is spent at home with his visiting mother? We agreed to save PTO for a trip to Europe we took in 2023 and he agreed to tell his mother he couldn't take off from work every time she visited. In my last job, I was able to work from home 4 days a week and every time she visited, she sulked all day like a puppy who's had her toys taken away. But once my husband came home, a switch flicked and she was happy, and clingy, again. So here's the issue now. Husband and I moved states about 6 months ago, closer to my family. I have a new doctor who recommended me for a surgery that my old doc kept putting off. It's not a complicated procedure and it will greatly increase my quality of life for decades. My mother-in-law decided she's due for a visit and wants to explore our new town and she'd come to help around the house while Op recovers. I'm going to be out of surgery and in pain and I really don't want to put up with her energy. However, we agreed, with my husband saying this isn't a sightseeing visit, she's here to help out, cook, clean, laundry, etc., so I can rest and recover. She can come for a proper visit later in the year. My husband dropped me off at the hospital on Wednesday. It was meant to be surgery, then one night overnight at the hospital for observations. On Thursday, the doctor told me my labs were not where he'd like them to be and I should stay another night for observation and new lab work in the morning. I called my husband and told him that I'd hopefully be home the next day over the phone early afternoon. He did not visit on Thursday at all. On Friday I was discharged and called my husband to tell him that I'd be ready in about an hour. It went straight to voicemail and I figured he's probably in a meeting and I'll try again in a little bit. After calling a few times over the course of over an hour, I called my sister, who was lucky enough to be excused from work for the afternoon, many thanks to her understanding boss. She drove 90 minutes to get me and took me home and the house was in shambles. Laundry baskets on the dining room table, the litter box not cleaned since Wednesday morning, days of dirty plates in the sink, etc. I just broke down crying. She packed me a bag and took me to her apartment to recover for 2 weeks. On Friday night my husband called me asking me where I am and that the hospital said I was already discharged. He had been on a hike with his mother and there was no cell phone service so he missed my calls, which also meant he took PTO for his mom's visit again. Obviously, I can't ban him from taking PTO, but wouldn't you rather spend that freed up time with your wife at the hospital instead of on a date with your mom? I told him that I no longer feel comfortable recovering in our house and I won't be returning until it's thoroughly cleaned and his mother is gone. He's calling me the because his mother just wanted to get to know our new area and I wasn't able to leave the hospital, anyway, and that I was making a big deal out of this. I yelled that he essentially abandoned me at the hospital and entertained someone whose being here was to help make recovery easier, not more stressful, and that she was here for support, not on a vacation. Maybe it's just the pain and pain meds, but am I in the wrong here? Is this a stupid hill to die on? There's a part of me telling me to see a divorce lawyer just to see what my options are because I'm not sure this will ever change. I know this is going to sound incredibly selfish, but I want kids but I now don't see myself having any with my husband in the foreseeable future. And if this isn't going to work out, I don't want to spend the next 5 years of wasting time and money on therapy and missing a chance to find someone I actually can start a family with, someone who can be a committed father and husband before he's a son. Many thanks to anyone who's read all of this. Commenter 1. He left you alone in the hospital. He went somewhere without cell service when he knew you were being discharged. He didn't call you back until that night, hours after you were meant to be discharged. This man is ridiculous and that is unforgivable. Let his mom have him. You are not overreacting thinking about divorce, and you are definitely NTA. Commenter 2. What the flying duck? He is the jerk. His mother is the jerk. You are not a jerk. Commenter 3. His mom's manipulative and he's a mama's boy. Do not breed with this man. I'd be considering divorce. He abandoned you at the hospital. My parents do not get along at all, but neither of them would ever do that to the other. My husband has never done that to me and I've had several surgeries since we got together. Your husband is real garbage. Update. Hi, all. I posted a month ago about my husband basically abandoning me at the hospital to entertain his visiting mother. I thought I'd post an update. We're done. I'm still at my sister's place and my boss is letting me work remotely due to the commute, but I have an apartment I'm moving into in July that's a 10-minute drive from my job. Thank you to everyone who responded. It was a bit overwhelming. I went into defensive mode and thought I put my husband in a bad light, but you all really slapped the rose-colored glasses off me. We spoke on the phone every day the first week I was away. He asked his mother to leave ASAP so I would feel comfortable coming back home. After a week I told him I still needed space and I was coming the next day to grab more things. Once he saw that I had an empty bag and my sister brought 2 empty pieces of luggage, he realized I'm taking a lot because I'm not planning to come back soon. He asked to talk and I figured we should get it done and over with. I told him we needed to separate. He tried to argue that his mother only visits a few weeks out of the year and that things are great otherwise. I told him that the issue is he expects me to be okay during those weeks with him ignoring my feelings to cater to hers. I said things don't magically go back to normal once she leaves, there's resentment towards him for weeks for him doing it again and self-hatred for me allowing it to happen again. He asked to go back to couples therapy. I told him it didn't work last time. We had a great therapist who helped him put boundaries in place and to be able to deliver consequences when his mother overreached. But as soon as she'd arrive, she'd break one boundary, he'd let it pass, and then she had carte blanche to stomp on them all. And when I tried to reinforce them, I'd get no support and I'd be the bad guy. He's where I may have been a bit mean. I told him I'm turning 30 this year and I want to start a family. But I can't see starting one with him. If he can't put me first when I'm just out of surgery, why would I think he'd put our children first? I reminded him that his mother is retiring in less than 10 years. What happens when she decides she's frail and lonely? I asked him if he'd move her and whether I was okay with it or not. He replied, I'm all she has. It really hit me then. This was not the life I thought we were building together. It was not the life I wanted or could settle for. He asked if he was really that bad of a husband. I sorta lied and said, no, but you're just not the husband I need. I told him he either needs a wife who's okay with being the side piece in his relationship with his mother or no wife at all. I left with my sister and 10 minutes into the ride back to her place, his mother called me. I sent it to voicemail. I started laughing and my sister asked what was so funny. I said, the first thing he did was call his mommy and tattle on me for leaving. Papers have been served and it's been pretty amicable so far. Fingers crossed. Commenter 1. He already has a wife, her name is Mommy. Commenter 2. I love that he tattled on me for leaving. They deserve each other. And you deserve nothing but happiness. I'm glad your sister was there to take care of you after your surgery and helping you now.